Before, this island was thriving. The enclosure were secure, the systems were online, and every single dinosaur was contained. Even our most deadly asset, the mutant D-Rex. But now, everything has changed. This is part 2 of recreating the island from Jurassic World Rebirth, and this time we're turning this once secure, highly controlled research island into a nightmare. An overgrowth, abandoned place where nature has reclaimed everything, and the dinosaurs roam freely. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, I highly recommend doing so before watching this to get the full experience. But with that out of the way, please enjoy as it all falls apart. That was an epic transformation. Let's roll some before and after shots of these structures. And hey, if you're enjoying the content, please consider subscribing. We literally have 0 subscribers right now, and every click means the world to us. Also, I'd love to hear what you guys like the most so far. Drop it in the comments. Personally, I'm leaning towards the dock. The way that the tower has collapsed into river is so cool. But I've got to admit, the vegetation overtaking the T-Rex enclosure, total eye candy. My goodness. Yes, this has been great so far. Let us keep going and see what James does next. do I even begin? The operations center has been completely destroyed and taken over by nature. And not to mention, raptors are roaming inside like they own the place. I mean, they kinda do. They actually kind of do. Who's to tell them otherwise, you know? This place has easily become one of the most dangerous spots on the entire island. James even experimented with redstone for the first time, which makes this place even worse. Really freaky. Just look at the before and after shots. That is something else. Also, I really love how the water is pouring down the staircase. That is such a nice touch. But we cannot forget about the herbivore enclosure either. Over there, the gate is wide open, walls have collapsed, and the dinosaurs, gone. Yes, they have moved out. The entire island has now become their paddock. And here's something that I found funny. I told you guys this in part 1, but I will repeat myself. James has never played Minecraft before, and it shows, as he used netherite fence all around the enclosure without realizing that netherite is the rarest and strongest material in the game. I mean, it works. Honestly, it looks great. It looks like the fence has rusted over the decades of abandonment. But yeah, pretty great stuff. Let's move on. It is going by fast and we're getting close to the end. And again, we would really love to hear what you guys think. Comment your favorite part so far, or even some extra ideas for what we could add to the map. One thing I really love is how James gave every area its own personality, like the Spinosaurus enclosure with the giant tree crashing through the wall. That is such a cool story element. Also, the flooded observation room? That is actually terrifying. I don't even want to imagine what aquatic creatures might be in there now. Anyways, onto the final structures. The destruction that has happened to the aviary is absolutely insane. James completely overdid it in the best possible way. This might be the coolest transformation in the entire video. We have to do a before and after shot of this one. My god, that is incredible. It is crazy what 30 years of abandonment and dinosaur chaos will do to a place. Honestly, I'm impressed with everything James has done. But that is it. Nature and the dinosaurs have completely taken over the island. The mosasaurs and spinosaurs have broken free and now act like natural defenses, surrounding the island like territorial sea monsters. So approaching the island by water is a massive mistake. But even so, even if you manage to break through the barrier, stepping onto land isn't any better. Territorial herbivores now roam the ruins. You won't find safety anywhere, not even in the old buildings. If raptors haven't moved in, another carnivore probably has. And of course, even if you are the master at dinosaur survival, you are no match for our biggest mistake, the mutant T-Rex, which now wanders freely on the island. Just pray you never meet it when it's hungry, because when it's hungry, it is extra angry. This island should be forgotten. No one should ever return here. Oh wait, I am going back. On my main channel, I'm returning to this island in survival mode, and I've got one goal in mind. Kill the mutant T-Rex and extract its DNA. Wish me luck.